Hey guys, Necro here, and I'm here to show you a couple new images, once again floating around on the internet. This time, unfortunately, it's not from the Warcraft movie, although I wish it was, but almost as good. It's from the new World of Warcraft Chronicles comic coming out later this year in November, I believe. Let me look at the specific date. It comes out on November 17th of this year, and the reason why this is so important, and unlike a lot of the other comics they've done, which frankly, a lot of them are pretty subpar, except for Curse of the Worgen, which I did review at my friend Sayomara, which is very, very good, and I would recommend it. But the difference between those comics and this one is that this is the first time we're going to get to see the history of very, very, very early Azeroth. As you can probably see next to me right here, this is not the final comic, but one of the awesome pictures that they're using right now to sell pre-orders. So, a couple of images have been officially put out on the internet by Dark Horse Comics, who is doing this one. Dark Horse Comics, I believe did Curse of the Worgen. I don't think they've done every single World of Warcraft comic, but they're a really good company, so I'm happy about it. So, 5 specific pictures I actually have. Five specific pictures I actually have. I want to show you guys and talk about them because they all look really fantastic. And I did tweet all these pictures earlier, either yesterday or earlier this evening, whenever I plan on releasing this video. But yeah, so let's take a look at the very first one that I have. They're not really in any particular order, except for the last one is going to be the one that I like the most. So starting out, we have this one, and it's a little harder to see, so I'm going to blow it up in front of almost the entire picture you're seeing. It is, from what I can tell, I think it's supposed to be Quel'Thalas before it fell, because you can see the statue of what looks like a high elf on the far left of the screen, and I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the Sunwell in the middle. What's interesting is that there's like that boat, that gondola on the far right that's going through the water. It looks kind of like it has Pandaren architecture, kind of, which is why I was confused when I first saw it. But I mean, the Blood Elf statue, or not the Blood Elf, but High Elf statue, kind of gives it away. It's also possible, well, although maybe unlikely, that this could be Ahn'Qiraj back before the Sundering happened. And since this is based on really, really early history of Warcraft, that could also be it. Ahn'Qiraj was the capital of the Night Elves, before Azar came to power and went all batshit crazy and tried to blow up the world, and the Well of Eternity exploded, and, blah, 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 blah. So that could be the Well of Eternity, actually, we see in the background there on the right, and that could be a Night Elf. But for some reason, to me, that looks more like a High Elf, and that possibly could mean this is Quel'Thalas with the Sunwell. I don't know. Either way, it looks really, really great. Let me know which one you guys think it is, because I'm kind of curious. I don't know. Now that I didn't even consider that it could possibly be Ahn'Qiraj until right now. So maybe. I'm not sure, though. Let me know what you guys think. So let's go on to the next one. This one is also really cool looking. It is obviously a Pandaren riding a Cloud Serpent fighting a Zandalari troll riding on a T-Rex, or whatever they're called. Whatever they're called in this universe, I can't remember at the top of my head, but a T-Rex. So this could either be, I'm assuming, because once again, the Chronicle series is supposed to go through the entire history of Warcraft, and the rest of the pictures are based on early Azeroth. I assume this is supposed to be on very, very early Pandaria, to the point that Pandaria is still actually part of Kalimdor, the supercontinent. It would make sense why the Zandalari trolls are still there. So, and it looks really awesome. You can see in the background all the Cloud Serpents coming to ride into battle. You can see this very much as obviously Jade Forest that they're fighting over. I'm trying to see in the bottom left what that actually looks like. I'm going to actually blow it up here for myself so I can see. I can't tell still, just more trolls it looks like. But yeah, really, really cool. This also could be just the Isle of Thunder. It's entirely possible, although I have to say it looks like a Jade Forest based on the cliffs in the background. So that's another one. Let's go to the next one. This is a really cool one. This is the Blessing of Nordrassil by the Three Dragon Aspects. And for those of you, short history, after the War of the Ancients, Illidan had 7 vials of water. Go watch my Did You Know if you want to know more information about that. But he poured them he poured them on top of Mount Hyjal, and a tree was grown on top of it to mask its presence to the Legion, because the Well of Eternity was very powerful. They were after it the first time, so when Illidan effectively created a second Well of Eternity, they needed to hide it from the Legion who might come back. But what also happened was the tree was grown on top of the pool of water, and these three dragon aspects you see right here, the red one, of course, is Ahn'Qiraj the Lifebinder, the green one, of course, is Ysera the Dreamer, and the bronze one, of course, is Nozdormu the Timeless One. They blessed the tree Nordrassil, which is the reason why the Night Elves had immortality for as long as they did. Basically, from this exact moment all the way until Warcraft 3, when Malfurion basically explodes Nordrassil to kill Archimonde, they had basically immortality that entire time. And this is the moment that it happens. We've never actually seen a picture of it, so this is the first actual moment we get to see the blessing of Nordrassil. It is fantastic. Just all around great work. So let's continue on to the next picture we have as we're getting to the last two. This one is also really, really cool looking. It is the 4 elemental lords, or I guess 3, because Therazane has already been brought down. But the 3 elemental lords fighting against the Titan forces. And we can see in there not only do we have the Aesir and the Veneer Titans fighting against them, but I think there are also some dwarves in there, some Iron Dwarves. Maybe not, because the Iron Dwarves didn't come about until after it was over. So, yeah, these are all Titans. It looks like, yeah, you can see Therazane at the bottom there. She's already been taken out. Ahn'Qiraj in the background looks maybe the most imposing. He looks really, really cool, summoning that tornado. But I'm kind of impartial to, like, wind powers, so I think that one looks the coolest. However, Ragnaros he's always visually stunning, and Neptulon doesn't really get a lot of play. Neptulon and Therazane we never see a lot of because A, Therazane joins us in Cataclysm, or at least allies with us, or doesn't kill us in Cataclysm, and B, Neptulon gets captured. So I like seeing Neptulon when he does things, and you can see them there basically summoning a tidal wave to kill a bunch of Titans. I wish we could have saw Therazane doing something. I mean, she's taken out. I guess it's supposed to be showing that, the Elemental Lords do fall to the Titans' forces, as those of us who know the lore do. But yeah, I would have preferred maybe if Ragnaros was already taken out, because everybody knows Ragnaros at this point. If you know the lore, or if you played the game, if you played in Vanilla, you played in Cataclysm, you play Hearthstone, you pretty much know Ragnaros, you know what I mean? So I would have preferred we saw Therazane maybe like shooting earth spikes up from the ground or something, but very, very cool. So this is in the midst of the ordering of the planet of Azeroth when the Titans came back and basically rid the planet of all the bad things, locked up the old gods, and banished the elemental lords to their specific elemental planes of existence. So, yeah. So now we come to the last picture, which is by far my favorite, and it shows just how it's like the very first moment we finally get to see how imposing the old gods are supposed to be. And I know I'm kind of like leaving you hanging because I haven't switched the pictures yet, but here we go. Here is the picture. I'm going to blow this up for the entire screen so you can see what it is. That indeed is Cthulhu in the background, lording over Ahn'Qiraj, or what may become Ahn'Qiraj. He hasn't fallen and been locked away as of yet, I don't think, from this picture. So, the spires are kind of a dead giveaway for Ahn'Qiraj, which Ahn'Qiraj used to be a Titan facility, so that makes sense why he's there fighting them. We don't have any information if Ahn'Qiraj was called something else before it was basically taken over by Cthulhu, but my god, does Cthulhu look so freaking badass in this picture. Honestly, the old gods might be like my favorite thing in the Warcraft lore. I know they're basically copy-paste of Lovecrafting and Elder Gods. I don't care. The old gods are so cool, and this picture just exemplifies a fraction of why I like them so much. They're so imposing. They're so mysterious. We have never fought one even close to full power. Even when Cthulhu died in AQ40, if you read the terrible Medan comic, like I unfortunately did, we saw that even though Cthulhu's corpse was there, it still was alive. It was active, it was whispering to people. And it really kind of throws the whole question into whether he died when we see, look how gigantic his body is. And, you know, same with Yogg-Saron. We don't have a picture of him here. I assume there will be a picture of Yogg-Saron and N'Zoth, crossing my fingers, because I really would like to see a picture of him. Hopefully there's a picture of those two in the Chronicles, but Yogg-Saron, you guys, is supposed to be as big as Northrend. And just you see how little of it we fight in Ulduar. That's how big he's supposed to be. Cthulhu, look how big he is here, and look how small he is when we fight him in AQ40. He didn't shrink. His body is just underneath the planet. So it's finally giving you a scale of how gigantic the old gods are supposed to be. It's a very, very, very cool comic. So there we go. 5 screenshots from the new World of Warcraft Chronicles coming out on November 17th. I just wanted to show you guys because it looked freaking awesome, and I wanted to share them with you. And yeah, so let these outros, I swear to God, I'm never going to be able to get them. So let me know what you guys think about all of these pictures. Which one is your favorite by far as you could guess? Mine is the Cthulhu one. Let me know if you think that is Quel'Thalas or Zinashari from that first picture, because I'm curious why and what your reasons are. I'm still betting on Quel'Thalas only because the statue looks more like a high elf to me, and the Sunwell looks more like the energy coming from that picture rather than the Well of Eternity, which kind of is like more bluish purple. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. I hope you are as pumped for this as I am. I'm going to be getting it on day 1, hopefully get it shipped to my house the day that it comes out, which is November 17th, 2015 once again. If you're interested in pre-ordering it, I will put a link to the Amazon purchase page, because I think that's the cheapest one. By the way, I'm not being paid to promote this. I'm just going to get it because I like it, and I like the lore, of course. So if you want to get it as well, or maybe you could just wait, because I will be you know, covering it on my channel. But I like to own all of the things. I wonder if I could show actually my bookcase. Camera, can you do it? Can you do it, camera? Can you do it up there? It's hard to see, but see all those books starting out in a row? Those are all the Warcraft stuff. You can see Arthas, Rise of the Lich King right there. Let me zoom in, actually. There they are. I got a picture of my grandma right there. But yeah, there are all of the Warcraft novels that I have. The comics are up there. I have my Game of Thrones right over there too. But yeah, so you know, when we have new Warcraft stuff coming out, I really, really like it. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know all of your thoughts, and I will talk to you soon. Stay awesome, and yeah, farewell.